Hi. Give it a few seconds for this feed to load, but I want to talk a little bit about the ley lines and kind of love today. So give it a second so some people can find us. I'm going to be doing probably an event from this group on Sunday. So I want to talk a little bit about what I was doing for the 2-2 porthole and just to kind of bring through some good energy. So I did a video yesterday from the ley lines. Me and my boyfriend, we went to the 9 Ladies Stone Circle, and it was like not planned out. Like we were gonna do a video, it wasn't planned out, but it's a really kind of crazy energy out there. I've been feeling really high vibe and good in this energy. So we kind of went for our own little journey and experience up to this rock circle. Every time we kind of go to these sacred sites too, it's usually during the crazy energy. There was a little bit of rain. It was really muddy. It was extra muddy getting there too. I'm usually like covered in mud or water or whatever when we're kind of venturing into these sacred sites too, right? With these kind of crazy energies. I really like this site. We're gonna go back on Sunday and I'll do some type of little video from there for this space, because my feet kind of got cut off. We started a fire there. We didn't have enough wood, so it kind of got dark a little bit faster than we thought. And so it was a little bit too dark. So I'm going to go back there on Sunday with my boyfriend, and we're going to do a video from there again in this space this time. The video we did last night was for our 2-2 kind of porthole transmission group. So we were out on the ley lines. I want to talk a little bit about the ley lines and why that's extra powerful as we're going through this ascension. So we know that the earth is a spiritual living being, as are many, right, many different energies and things, like a living entity. Well, we have a lot of energy that's coming into this planet, and it's, you know, flooding the planet with, you know, light and energy and higher frequencies, and a lot of that energy is kind of lighting up the ley line structure. I know that those grids have been in place for a very long time. We can look at the age of some of the sacred sites that are on these ley lines, like Stonehenge, most notable, the pyramids of Giza. We have a lot of structures that are on these, namely a lot of pyramids as well. And while these structures may have been placed there a long time ago, they've really been waiting for us and are coming to activate that grid and turn it on. While I believe there's always been a lot of energy circulating through that grid, we're not always at this place where we are now with this ascension, where all of this other energy is coming in and flooding the planet. So the earth naturally would have a lot of energy kind of being distributed across that global grid at all times, but now that we have all of this kind of galactic energy coming in and lighting up the planet, it's very much affecting those grids. So we were out on the ley lines, and it's such a charge, it's such a rush of energy. My energy, I know everyone's energy is kind of different. I found a lot of the healers around me probably get hot when they're doing energy work or healing. I'm usually the reverse. I'm usually working with more kind of a earth-based energy or angelic kind of energy. So usually I'm kind of colder with my energy, and that's how the earth's energy was last night. It was so cold, that energy flying around and going through the grid. I really like these places, especially. I've been to a lot of other sacred sites, other ones around the planet, and I really enjoy being in England because I look at these like fairy realms. I'm always saying that literally. And some of the places that are on the ley lines would literally be like, I guess you could call it, I don't want to say gate. I guess we'll say access points to the other worlds. Access point to maybe the underworld, right? So we can look at where, I saw a post about where CERN is, and they say that CERN is built on a spot that literally was known to be a porthole to the underworld. So sometimes we have these dimensional doorways. I kind of look at that like with some of the crop circles, while they may be activation codes, they're being placed in interesting areas over here as well that really do kind of correlate with the ley line energies. I believe that to be because a lot of the energies from here are circulating to the rest of the planet. So, you know, the energy in these areas is really kind of making its way through that energetic kind of grid system. So these are definitely, some of these places are like portholes to other realms. I've been working and hanging out, hanging out in these kind of Stargate areas, ley line kind of areas. I'm using them for my own ascension, right? Trying to use them for my own ascension. I've had very powerful experiences with Stonehenge as a Stargate, and seeing it do kind of crazy things to my path, to my world, right? To my reality, things like that. So these are really, really powerful kind of power spots of the earth as well. I feel that we're disconnected from the planet, and that's part of the reason why a lot of people are either sick or destroying the planet, not understanding our relationship. I was telling my boyfriend that I think especially in America, because I am American and I grew up there, and I'm kind of exploring other systems as well. And I feel like if you disconnect, especially the feminine, from that connection with the earth, then that's how you disempower the feminine as well. That's how you take the feminine's magic, right? To kind of sever that connection. And, you know, as we are seeing that we're going to need a rising of the feminine, and the male, the masculine human body has feminine energies as well. We're going to need to step into and, you know, work with those feminine energies once again. A lot of that will be done by kind of restoring our connection with the earth as well. And that's one way that we can heal a lot faster. So every time I go out in the ley lines, I always have really crazy effects on my body. I'm going through my own healing journey too. And I've kind of been through a lot trying to kind of do my path in my videos as well. A lot of people might not realize that, right? When they're like, you know, thinking I know all the answers, or always that I have energy to be assisting everyone, or things like that. So I have my own kind of journey I'm going through. But I will tell you that getting outside, connecting with the earth during those kind of access points, we'll call them, is one of the most powerful things that you can do for your own healing and your own ascension. Gaia and the earth has the ability to restore us. So we're seeing that the earth is damaged and the entire body is kind of suffering because of all the chaos, I guess we'll say, kind of around here. And as we're healing, we're meant to be healing the earth as well, and kind of going through this journey. And this is very, I always say, divine work that we're being called to do. So these ley lines are really powerful. It doesn't matter if you don't live near these ley lines. Get outside. The earth is powerful, especially during this time when the female is finding her power again. And we're going to see kind of crazy things unfold with all of that. But it's really important that we are staying connected with the planet and that we're taking in this energy. I see a lot of people weren't feeling so hot with this 2-2 porthole, and you know, they're really fast to say it must be the energy. Well, it is the energy, but that's only amplifying whatever's going on with us. So we do have a need to do more purifying. I talked about on my last video in one of the other class spaces about the Egyptians being at a more pure state, and we're going to need to be too, to be able to handle first off, we're in new 4th dimensional energies, and we're going up to the 5th dimension, and in order to handle these frequencies, we do have more healing and purifying to do. So we're going to do basic self-love lesson today. So Sunday, save the date. I'll be in this group. I'm going to do a little bit earlier in the day. I do try to like go a little bit live a little bit later in the day because I am mindful that probably America's sleeping a few hours ahead of you guys. But I'm going to be kind of like this time of day earlier, live Sunday in this group. I'm going to do a kind of guided meditation activation, and I will tell you that 9 Ladies Rock Circle was lit up so insane last night. The energy felt so amazing. We weren't there long, but the energy was so amazing. Just so much amazing elemental energy. I have kind of come into balance with working with those energies as well, and I've, you know, been following that kind of intuitive pull that's led me to these places. Clearly we were being guided there so that we could activate that porthole as well. And it was just so powerful, the energy going through this place too, and to be there during that time. And on Sunday we have a full moon in Leo, and it's going to be a really powerful moon too, because this 2-2 porthole is just taking us into that energy. So a lot of people go through this 2-2 porthole and they think, oh, it's over, back to life, and anything but that. We got sucked through that porthole, and we're going to kind of come out the other side with this other kind of energy we're going into this weekend. So we have a lot of energy still flying around. I know that when I looked at some space weather apps this morning, I usually try to glance at them, we were at a K3 index and expected to be for a few days. You'll probably notice that we're staying pretty steady at a K2 index, and that's the new normal around here. So it's kind of like the new normal to just be in these geomagnetic kind of storms with a lot of energy flying around. So we're going to be doing meditation. That's very good for your heart chakra for sure. I had kind of like psychedelic experience in my sleep last night after going to this place. I could tell you crazy stories about what these energies kind of do to me. Right, I'm always just sharing my perspective. So literally, like, and this is another topic for another video probably tomorrow. But I've been having very galactic dreams where clearly I'm other places, not on Earth. And I'm having a lot of like actual experiences in my sleep and remembering a lot of detail because I do a lot of dream work. And so I was out on the ley lines last night in this crazy energy, and like I said, you get so high off the energy. Like, I've been feeling kind of tired. We'll just say I'm more conscious parenting over here, and at times we feel tired, right? Feeling kind of tired going through these energy shifts and kind of dealing with a lot. And I'll tell you, you get such a kind of recharge going outside and being in those cosmic energies. It's powerful. It's powerful for, I notice I draw a lot of kind of witchy people to me, people into magic. If you are into those things, this is a powerful energy for those sort of things, for healing. Let me see, powerful for healing your heart chakra as well. The more that we can connect with the earth, especially the feminine, we can get our power back as well, because we're into these earth-based energies a lot of the time. Let's see. So the lesson of the day is we need to be more supportive of ourselves. A lot of the time you guys are really supportive of the people around you, and you'll notice that throughout your lessons you tend to kind of switch faces around you. You know, the same people probably aren't around you that were around you 15, 20 years ago, and we're going to continue to go through this process. So it's really important that you're supporting yourself and putting that energy inward during this time. I know, right? A lot of people think self-love is like laying around and doing salt baths, and I do that too. But a lot of the time self-love looks like being more supportive of yourself. Dreams you haven't fulfilled, bucket list, things you should be doing. And I feel like we're kind of, now that we're navigating fifth dimensional time, we're kind of like the movie Groundhog Day, where you just start kind of like doing the same day in a loop a lot of the time once you wake up. You know, now is the time, not tomorrow. You're kind of living the same life. It seems like that we could in an instant kind of change all of this, and we kind of are becoming content kind of in the lives that we're at. And we're kind of meant for bigger things. A lot of us are kind of getting that sense right now. A lot of that is going to be contingent on us getting more of our power back, we shall say. That's why I really like to harness and channel these storms too. I'm realizing why people would work with the ley lines, because they wouldn't have enough energy for things like magic, healing, things that they were doing, and they would need that energy source. And we know that in ancient times, people were well aware of how powerful that energy was. It is not just like life force of the universe, it's also a mix of like earth, kundalini, serpent kind of energy, powerful energy sources, powerful energy coming into the planet. So we're going to continue to go through this very high vibrational stream of energy through the weekend. A lot of you guys are in relationships and maybe are feeling really good. If you're not, maybe you guys are not where you should be. Just pay attention to your relationship this week too. I believe that these portholes and energy shifts are giving us good insight into where we're at, our path, making it more clear, letting us tune into our intuition. Now, your intuition has been trying to get your attention for a very long time. We should know that, right? Some people are ignoring that calling. Some people have been kind of pushing it to the back, right? Ignoring it. I'll do this later, maybe next week, and kind of pushing aside their dreams, that intuitive pull. It is very important that we are following our intuition on this path. You never know, it might lead you somewhere really amazing. Oh yeah, we're grounding right now. I'm coming to ground you guys, right? I'm coming to ground you guys. All right, so energy shifts in Leo. It's all about you now. You're back in the spotlight, right? This is all about you though. So it's really about more self-love right now, going through these energy shifts. Some of you guys are going to need more self-care, where you're going to need a minute to rest, but be mindful. Like, I knew if I didn't do my videos today, I probably wouldn't feel real great if I was laying around. So for me, the more I can move around and use this energy and flow with it, the better I'll probably feel going through these energy shifts too. So you guys might want to move around, get outside. Get outside, connect with the earth more. But I am gonna do kind of a, you know, thing, I don't know what to call it, like a ceremony. We're gonna do an activate the portal kind of ceremony here on Sunday in this group. So I wanted to tell you guys that. I know, opening stargates. All right, so we have some really beautiful places. You can really tell, like last night, that I was kind of in another realm, because it's like, you know, you see a lot of like the city and all the houses are in one spot, and it's literally like up here in another realm, like the elemental realm, right? Beautiful energy, just such an energy boost. So, you know, there's a lot of work going on with these ley lines. I see a lot of light workers are being called to activate a lot of these. I've spent the last year kind of going back to school with all this stuff too with my boyfriend. We've been doing a lot of like classes and collecting codes and activations and attunements, and I feel that a lot of those light workers are being called to do that and to go work with the earth during this time to really, you know, activate these new grid systems, to activate these portholes, you know, to bring good energy into these places, to channel out that kind of energy. So a lot of you guys are kind of feeling this pull to get back to the earth for sure. One way to ground, one way to purify. All right, let me see what else. So, more heart chakra healing right now during this time. The earth needs to heal. The earth really resonates on, you know, heart chakra frequencies as well. So, the more that we are healing our own heart chakras, you know, the faster this is all going to come together as well. During these energy shifts also, it is easier to access the spiritual assistance that you do have. I always say that a lot of like your manifestations come to you and arrive to you with these portholes. You guys are instant manifesting right now. Sometimes we're just like in this earth-based time waiting for these things, but all you have to do is think of something and it's meant to manifest and come to you. So it's a really powerful time for manifesting, healing. I like to make lists. I like to clean my space too during energy shifts. It sounds really silly, but I just did like a really good cleanse in here. I like to do a lot of sage, Palo Santo. We do a lot of incense here, a lot of cleaning. We're kind of getting ready for spring, and we've had a really big overwhelming message to get organized in our lives. I was making a joke about it last night. I said, you know, everyone's really focused on the outer reality, and you know, they really just need to clean up and organize their own life around here, and everyone would be great. If everyone would just get a grip on their own reality, please, their own lives, get organized, right, and things like that, we could be living in a new collective tomorrow. So for sure, make sure you guys are doing what you need to do, getting organized. I'm going to get off of here. I just wanted to do a really quick video anyway and just say hi and send some love, right? I just want to send some love and light. I'm still kind of processing things, but I've been kind of outside during this shift. I would have been outside doing my video today, but it's really windy out there. And I know a lot of you guys, it's probably windy where you guys are. That's energy flying around. If you're, you know, in a windy area right now, then you know that it's really active where you're living energetically. So there's a lot of really powerful energy flying around. Make sure that you guys are staying positive too, and that you're really thinking about where you want to go this year. I've been doing a lot of just thinking about, you know, who I want to be now, right? People say who I want to be now, and so that I can arrive faster at more like, you know, getting to my higher self faster and things like that. I've kind of set aside like outer manifesting for some like, you know, more internal work and things like that. We're seeing a lot of rainbows. We're seeing a lot of spaceships. I saw 2 ships last night, and it was really weird because I've never seen the rainbow kind, and they literally were like flashing rainbow light. So a lot of people are seeing more things like spaceships, spirits right now. It could just be like different energies, maybe even different beings like light beings. We have elementals, right? All sorts of things around. But a lot of people are able to kind of see what's going on. It's important that we understand that these things are happening gradually so that we are prepared and kind of letting go of fear and kind of merging back into oneness with the spiritual. But we are entering very high levels of consciousness on this planet, and we're going to kind of return to a time when the spiritual and humanity was kind of one and in the same dimensions and the same realms. So as we're going up in frequency, we're kind of accessing higher dimensions, and we know that there's a lot of spiritual activity in these places. It's meant to be, you know, all very positive, right? This is meant to be a positive journey, for sure, but a lot of you guys are having a lot of like crazy dream experiences, seeing things, maybe just kind of intuitively knowing, and maybe even, you know, working or sensing different energies. I can usually tell now like which energies are which better by just like how I'm feeling about it, things like that. So we have a lot of spiritual senses that are coming online. We have a lot of activations that have been going on and will continue to go on, right? There's a lot of activations. A lot of you guys are feeling it physically, so you know, people know that this isn't just all like right in the mental. This is a physical process as well. A lot of you guys are having physical kind of detox symptoms, and I think that we have more purifying work to do. I've been doing a lot of detoxing, you know, for a couple years now, but I'm going to continue to be trying to detox my body, eating healthier foods, doing things that are better for me. These things build up. They might sound like little shifts, like just doing things that are healthier for you, but they build up into huge changes in your frequency, which will change like everything about your reality, obviously, right? So it sounds simple, but a lot of people aren't willing to put in the work, right? But we see with a lot of like sicknesses that are surfacing that a lot of it is food-based, decision-based, choice-based, things people are doing, things people are putting in the body. And, you know, if we want to change our situation, we're going to have to change the things that we're doing. All right. Basically, stay high vibe. Get outside more. You might want to get outside more if you can. Open the window. Get outside. Get some fresh air. I know it's not always warm where some of you guys are. Try to like get outside for a few minutes. They say that we're designed to really need to be in the sunlight, like at least like 10-15 minutes a day. That resonates with me. The sun helps to activate us. It gives us, you know, the light codes and frequencies that we need. That's why we see a lot of this solar energy is what is activating the body with this ascension. So try to get outside more if you can.